Have you ever walked away from something you once believed would last forever, and instead of breaking down, you felt free?
Because this isn't just a story about divorce. This is a story about a woman who slowly disappeared inside her own life, and the moment she finally decided to come back. For 22 years, she believed she had a good marriage. Not perfect, but stable. A house, routines, responsibilities, the kind of life people look at and say, they made it. But what people don't see is how silence grows.
At first, it's small. Missed conversations, short replies, fewer laughs. You tell yourself it's normal. Life gets busy. People change. So she adjusted. She gave more. She tried harder. She became patient, understanding, quiet. Because that's what you do when you love someone, right? You don't walk away. You fix things.
But here's the truth no one tells you. When you're the only one trying, it's not a relationship anymore. It's survival. And she didn't even realize when survival became her normal.
There were no big fights, no dramatic arguments, just distance, cold, invisible distance. He stopped noticing her, stopped asking how her day was, stopped caring about the little things that once mattered, and slowly, she stopped expecting anything at all.
That's the dangerous part, not the pain, not the fights, the silence. Because silence doesn't break you all at once. It erases you slowly. Until one day, you look in the mirror and don't recognize the person staring back.
And that's exactly what happened. One morning, she woke up and something felt different. There was no anger left, no sadness, no frustration, just nothing. And in that emptiness, she realized something terrifying. She wasn't afraid of losing him anymore. She was afraid of losing herself completely. That thought stayed with her all day, through the quiet house, through the routine she had repeated for years. If nothing changes, this will be my life forever. And for the first time, that thought didn't comfort her. It scared her.
Because deep down, she knew the truth. Nothing was going to change. Not him, not the relationship, nothing. Unless she did something about it. And that's when the decision happened. Not in a dramatic moment, not during a fight, but in complete silence. She chose herself.
When she told him, he didn't take it seriously at first. He thought it was just another emotional reaction, something that would pass. But this time, she wasn't emotional. She was calm. And sometimes, calm is more powerful than anger. There were no tears, no shouting, no begging. Just a quiet, steady voice saying, "I'm done." And in that moment, he knew. This wasn't a phase. This was the end.
The first few weeks after leaving felt strange. Not painful in the way people expect, just unfamiliar. A quiet space, no routines, no expectations. And for the first time in years, she could hear her own thoughts.
At first, it felt empty. But slowly, that emptiness turned into something else. Peace. She started doing small things again, things she had forgotten she loved. Morning walks, music, sitting alone without feeling guilty.
And then one day, she smiled. Not for anyone else, not because someone made her, but because she finally felt okay. And that's when everything started to change. She stopped waiting, stopped hoping someone else would notice her, value her, choose her, because she realized something powerful. She could do that for herself.
Months passed. Life moved on. And then one day, their paths crossed again. He saw her, and for a moment, he didn't recognize her. Not because she looked different, but because she felt different. There was confidence in her eyes, calm in her presence, something he hadn't seen in a long time. And in that moment, he understood what he had lost.
But by then, it was too late. Because she wasn't the same person anymore. She wasn't the woman who stayed silent, the woman who kept trying alone, the woman who was afraid to walk away. She had already walked away, and she never looked back.
People think divorce is always a failure, but sometimes it's freedom, because walking away from something that's slowly breaking you isn't weakness, it's strength. And her story proves something most people are afraid to admit. Sometimes, the best decision of your life is the one that scares you the most.
So ask yourself this. Are you holding on to something that you should have let go a long time ago?